morning. I'm very pleased to welcome you all here today to hear about the future of the University of Maine at Presque Isle and at least one aspect of the future of higher education in Maine and the nation. As the president of the University of Maine at Presque Isle, I'm proud to be here to tell you about the exciting work that our faculty and staff on the campus have been doing, how our institution is changing, and what it means for the state and the nation. So, the announcement itself is that the University of Maine at Presque Isle is transforming the way learning occurs. We will now deliver what is called a proficiency-based education. We are the first university in Maine and one of the first in the nation to take this step. So why are we doing this? And what exactly does it mean? So why? First of all, it builds upon the university's history of excellent teaching and faculty and students who work very, very closely together. Second, as many of you know, Maine's public high schools are transitioning to proficiency-based education, and we know that there will be students graduating from those high schools who will learn best in this way, and we want to be positioned to serve those students. And finally, we completely believe that this is a form of education that will allow many more people to achieve a college degree. So ultimately, for us, that's what it's about, increasing the number of people here in the state of Maine who are able to get college degrees. So what does it mean? How is it different? Well, we could spend a lot of time on that, so I'll just hit a few highlights. First of all, students will learn and professors will teach differently. Professors will still determine what it is that students need to be able to know and do when they become proficient in a subject or a skill. But students will have choices about how they acquire and prove their competency. Our teaching methods will be based upon neuroscience research on how learning really occurs in the brain to make sure that the learning is long-term and deep, not just superficial memorization. Another difference is that students won't be asked to repeat topics that they've already mastered just in order to fulfill a curricular requirement. And if students need additional time to achieve mastery, they will be able to take that extra time. We will use prior learning assessment. It could be through testing, or it could be through portfolios that students assemble to find out what students already know and let them move on without repeating material. We know that this will challenge our traditional calendar. We don't have all the answers for exactly how we will respond to that, but we will be responding. A third difference is that learning can and does occur outside the classroom. We will utilize technology to enable anytime, anyplace learning, and we will engage our staff members, not only our faculty, but our staff members in student activities and in residence life to collaborate with the faculty on how to extend learning throughout the day and to the range of experiences that students have when they're on campus, whether they're on an athletic team or leading a student club or engaging in a community service project. Finally, our career preparation will be integrated throughout a student's college experience, not added on as just a few workshops that they go to at the end of their senior year. UMPI is working with employers to understand what competencies they need in their future workforce and to make sure that our graduates will demonstrate those competencies. Now, that's not to say that we want students only to study one thing, such as business. We want our students to study whatever sets their hearts on fire, whatever their passion is. But we want them also to be able to articulate what transferable skills they are acquiring as they pursue that passion. Perhaps someone loves U.S. history. That's fabulous. But we want them, in addition to be able to talk about that, to be able to talk about the skills that they're acquiring, the research skills, the analytical abilities, the ability to communicate clearly and concisely. And employers are partnering with us to do things such as come to campus to review student resumes, conduct mock interviews, provide tours of their workplaces, and to provide internships for our students. So what's the timeline for this big change? We are beginning our first class next fall. We'll enter into this environment, and we expect to have the entire university transition within 3 to 4 years. We will be guided in this work by our new institutional vision. This vision was developed during the last year through lots of conversations across campus. We're going to unveil the vision right now.
We forgot to bring a cloth to do this properly.
So the vision of the University of Maine is that we will design a personalized, technologically innovative education with each student and prepare each graduate for a professional career, global contributions, and lifelong learning. There's significance to most of the words in that vision statement, such as design and technologically innovative, and I'd be happy to talk more about those later. Essentially, this vision means we must rethink almost everything we do. How do you assess student learning in this kind of system? How will we credential students' proficiencies and ensure that other institutions will confidently accept our transfers or admit our graduates into their graduate or professional programs? We are beginning by rethinking how we teach and learn, but we will go on to those other issues as well. We are deeply appreciative to have gotten external financial support that will help us with this project. The Davis Educational Foundation has awarded us a grant of about $200,000 that will be used to provide professional development to our faculty and staff and to help us learn alongside public school teachers and administrators as they continue their transition to this new form of education. One of the things that we're doing with the Davis Educational Foundation grant is establishing what we're calling Innovative Teaching Fellows. These are faculty members who will be among the first to undergo this additional training and transition their classes. This year we will have a cohort of 19 of our faculty members going through this extensive training over the spring and the summer. We're being assisted by a consultant from Great Schools Partnership, and we will be learning much more about this throughout the following months. And then we'll continue to provide professional development to the rest of our faculty, and next year have another group of Innovative Teaching Fellows. We also know that it's important to have the voice of students represented as we develop this new form of learning. So from our budget, we are providing 15 $1,000 scholarships to students who are graduating out of proficiency-based high schools. We are actively seeking the students coming from these high schools because we firmly believe they will be activated and engaged learners and that they can help us create this new university. Really, I think you've heard here, the goal is seamless transition from high school to the university to employment. To that end, our university has begun developing partnerships with high schools that are already or close to graduating students from a proficiency-based system. We have MOUs with several of the districts, and I have that MOU and a list that you can have later. Rachel has them. Likewise, we are developing partnerships with employers, and we have signed MOUs with about 15 employers. They will just be the first of many to come, and you can have a copy of that as well.